Hey y'all, it's Diamond here with a very special episode of the Creative Women Wanted podcast. And it's because it's my birthday episode. My birthday is in 2 days, 8/11. So please remember that. And so I'm really excited to share what I want for myself in my 33rd year. I was supposed to record this podcast a few days ago, but I'm recording it on Monday, yesterday for you all, the day after I've seen the Backstreet Boys, which is like a group that I loved so much as a child. I loved the Backstreet Boys so much. I was a Backstreet girl, okay, over an NSYNC girl. But I wanted to record this episode after I had kind of got into the birthday mood, as a Leo. We're going to do all the things in our birthday week. We're going to call it a week. Okay. So it's my birthday week, and I wanted to get in the energy of my birthday week. And so I was like, you know what, let me record after I'm in the spirit. So we're in Mountain View, California now. We will be on the way to San Francisco and Sonoma today, actually, when you're listening to this. And I'm really excited. I'm just excited to do things that I have always wanted to do. And it's nice to have the means to do it as well. Years ago, I made the decision that I was going to create a life and create income from my creativity. And sometimes that meant only having enough to pay my bills and to maybe go to lunch and dinner with my friends, or, go on dates with Sydney. It didn't allow for me to have the kind of experiences that I'm having today. And I'm just so excited to be able to fund these experiences in a birthday week through my creativity, from directing, from Third and Wonder. It just gives me a lot of joy, and it just makes life just flow so easily, being able to do what I want to do. And that is what I really want for my 33rd year. I want to be able to do, not even I want to be able to, I am going to do more things that bring me joy. I think joy has been challenging in the past because I would always get, I would always feel like I needed to, what is it called? Make up for the joy that I had. Like if I was out having fun and like out having a good time, I would need to go then work just as hard. I would need to go work from 10 to 10 to make myself feel like I was being productive, because that's what life was all about: being productive, being productive. If I'm not productive, then I'm not making money, then I'm not getting closer to my dreams. And in my 33rd year, I am giving myself space to feel joy without having to make up for it, without feeling bad for it. Because the other thing about experiencing joy and having fun is that I would always then feel like, and this even happened at the Backstreet Boys concert, I would feel like, man, oh, it just would feel like something's not right. Like I'm not allowed to be this happy. Like I'm not allowed to have this much joy. Is life supposed to be this flowing? Because even with challenges that I have right now, or if things don't happen as I would like them to, it's like I handle them a lot better than I ever have. And so even in those challenges, I'm flowing with them. And sometimes I get that feeling in my spirit and I'm like, oh, is it supposed to be this easy? And I know, my heart knows that yes, it can feel this good. Life can feel this good. I can make a choice to feel this good no matter what is happening in my life. This summer, Sydney and I traveled across the country. We drove across the country. And one of the things that God had me deal with along the way, and I'm thankful for this awareness, is like being comfortable being the only Black person in a space. Being in Atlanta, I'm not even thinking about that. Like I just love Atlanta. I love the Blackness of Atlanta. So I'm not even thinking about like being the only Black person. But traveling across the country, in the areas in which we were traveling, it was very obvious that I would be the only Black person walking into the Trader Joe's, walking into the hotel, and, the only Black person at a restaurant. And that scared me a little bit in the beginning of the summer, just because, like, living in a post-Trump world, I was nervous. But God has worked in me and on me with that, so that I can just enjoy life a little more, because I don't want to be in this world and be afraid. I really feel like, because God and I have decided that, like, this is the way my life is going to be, I'm going to chase joy in this season, and not even chase it. I'm going to allow joy in my life in this season. He's working on me in different ways. And one of the ways is being comfortable and not being afraid to go the places I want to go and to be the only Black person. And I'm doing much better with that. Like, I'm in Palo Alto having breakfast this morning. I see a Black person, but it's very few of us, but I'm not even thinking about that anymore. Like, I feel like I'm no longer really afraid. Like, I'm not about to be in the deep South, though. You know what I'm saying? Where the Confederate flags hang high. No. I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm comfortable existing in spaces where I am the only one. And I'm thankful that I can be aware that that's a journey that I had to go on this summer in order to be comfortable out here, in Palo Alto and Sonoma this weekend and Napa Valley this week, possibly being the only Black person. The thing I am most excited about too, and what I want for myself in my 33rd year, is more allowing of life. I think that that's something that I learned in my spiritual journey and in reading the spiritual books, but my human design has helped me understand it even more, like this idea of allowing things to happen, right? I know in my late 20s, and up until maybe last year, I kept trying to force what I wanted for myself by, like, keeping my schedule full of activities, just constantly doing. And there was no space for God to do his part. There was no space for God to come in and be like, yo, this is what I want for you. Right? There was no space to really excel at the things that he wanted for me, because I was so busy trying to put money in the bank account and trying to, like, I was so busy not allowing what was in my life to be enough, because I was constantly like, okay, more. And this year, I'm allowing, I'm keeping space in my life for more adventure, for more spontaneity, right? Like, for more opportunity. If I'm so booked because I have all of these things that I want to do, that I feel like I need to do to get to the goal, if all those things are filling my schedule, then there's no room for God to put something on my calendar. Now I got to say no, because I'm booked and I'm busy with things that I thought I was supposed to be doing. So I'm just keeping more space in my life in my 33rd year, and I'm really excited about it, because I feel like that has worked for me very well this summer. Coming to California, not really a plan, but to just, like, find a place to live and build relationships and have lunch with people. It's worked out well. I have a director's gig coming up with something very special. I'm supposed to be producing a show that is super spiritual and beautiful. I'm having a lot of conversations about selling television shows already, but that's because I had space in my life, right? So I feel like also the thing about having joy and chasing joy and creating more joy in my life is that it raises my vibration, so that I can then attract the type of things that I want. So that can also be clear enough to say no to the things that I don't want. And I'm really, really excited about it. Like, that's my North Star right now. I know I'm going to sell television shows. I know I'm going to have a yacht party next year for my birthday or before that. I know that I'm going to have a big house, modern, that's going to be filled with kids, and that, my friends and families can come over and we can have our chef cook dinner for them. Like, I know all of those things are going to happen. So I don't necessarily have to chase those things. God is like, yo, focus on me and have a good time. I'm very serious, and I have become very serious about living a good life and having a good time. When I first got out of my eating disorder, I I felt like I had been so disconnected from life that I felt like in a rush to have a good time. Like I was like, okay, dang, I've been disconnected from my body and my mind for 5 years. Now I gotta hurry up. Now I gotta always be having fun, always be. But now it's like I've gotten into the ease of like, yo, I get to have a good time and I don't have to rush it. I don't have to rush anything. Everything is going to happen for me when it occurs. Now, please don't get me wrong. I do be like, God, when is it going to happen? Baby girl, what we doing? I want it to happen, but I know that God is like in his time. And it's like, in the meanwhile, though, I'm going to have a good time in this life. Okay. So I'm very excited about my 33rd year. I'm excited about this podcast. It's my space to practice my excellence while I'm not filming anything of my own or anything for a client. It's my space to have conversations and tell the stories I want to tell. It's my space to learn. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to film more. I'm excited for Sydney and I to continue to travel and grow our lives in LA. I'm excited about the relationships that are both new, my relationships at home that are growing, my relationships at home that are changing. I understand that that's a part of life. Like I'm just excited to like go with whatever life has for me, because I know that my relationship with God is so good that I know that this is him. These are the things that he wants from me. I'm excited to read more. I just feel really good about 33 in a way that I've never felt about any age. It's my Jesus year. We turning up. It's going to be excellent, and it's going to be full of joy, and I'm just delighted to be able to share the experiences with you here on the podcast. And so if you have any words of wisdom, any advice, any encouraging words, any thoughts even on this episode, please, feel free to email me, therealdiamond@gmail.com. It's my Instagram name at gmail.com. Rate and review the podcast. Feel free to, like I said, send me an email, leave a comment, because I'm excited about 33 and I'm excited to go on the journey with you all. And now I got to get ready for my date with my boo. We in Palo Alto with it, okay? So we want to we exploring the city, and I'm a nerd, so I'm going to all the museums, I'm going to the computer history museum this week. I want to go see what Pixar looking like from the outside. I want to try to sneak a peek at the Apple building. I just want to experience all of life wherever God has me. Okay. So I'm having a good time. So thank y'all again. Thank you for listening. I love y'all so much. And I'm back next week with a really good interview. I love my interviews, with a really good interview on the Creative Women Wanted podcast. Cheers to Leo season, y'all.